Hi, thanks for watching WFMD's Hometown Heroes, brought to you by Overhead Doors of Frederick. And we have someone very special with us today from Fort Detrick. We've got combat medic Nikolaus Thoden. Your title for the Army, and first of all, thank you so much for your service to your country, to the community. Your title is much bigger than that, but I was saying, how am I going to condense this? So give me your title and what your job is with the Army.
So right now, the Army classifies me as what is known as a 6-8 Whiskey combat medic, and I work over at Fort Detrick for the Medical Research and Development Command.
All right. The name Whiskey, is that short for something else?
No.
Okay, I was just going to say, or are you guys just having whiskey at Fort Detrick and you're not inviting WFRE to come over and have fun, right?
It is a joke. We like to put in there, but no. Usually the job, they put a number for the job and they put a numerical because there are multiple jobs underneath that. So the 6-8 series identifies healthcare. So you have for example, you have your 68 X-rays, which is behavioral health. You have your 68 Sierras, which is a surgical specialist. And so 6-8 Whiskey just has to be combat medic or healthcare specialist.
I know the government, they always attach names, numbers, acronyms, and things like that to mess everybody up, like me. How did you decide to go into the Army? And you could have picked other branches. And again, thank you for your service.
Correct.
What was so appealing to you for the Army?
I was a medical assistant prior to joining the Army, and this was back in about 2012, 2013. Realized I wasn't really making enough. It was enough for me, but it was not enough for me to go, oh, I would like to get married, have a family. Really wasn't a lot to support there. So I decided I'm going to go look at the military, see what it has to offer. Originally, I went to the Air Force, which is what my dad served in. And when I went and talked to them, they said, PJ. I was like, what is a PJ? And it's basically the pararescue. And once I saw what the requirements were for that, because I want to stay in the healthcare field, I said, no, I'm not going to do that. And then I went and talked to the Army. They got me set up. I went and took ASVAB. I scored really high.
Good for you.
And they asked, what do you want to do? I said, I don't know. I want to stay healthcare. Printed out me the listings for what I could do in the Army as for healthcare. And originally I wanted to be what is called a 6-8 Kilo, which is lab tech specialist. Unfortunately, they didn't have that available for me. So then I went and they said, we have one 6-8 Whiskey spot left. And I was like, well, I guess I will take that.
Sure.
And so here I am.
Good for you. So where are you originally from? I take it you're not from Frederick.
No.
Even though you're stationed at Fort Detrick, but now calling it home.
Correct.
Where are you from?
So loaded question. Because my father was Air Force, I was born in Illinois. However, having lived kind of around the world, I would call Virginia home, and Alaska is a very close second for that. Correct.
You're talking Virginia and Alaska. Wow, what a difference.
Very much.
But beautiful areas. I've never been to Alaska, but I can't wait to go someday on a cruise.
If you ever get a chance, I highly recommend it.
Very nice. And you are now at Fort Detrick, and you're a dad. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about your family, because, he's a dad of a lot of kids. God bless him.
So we came here about 3 years ago. I ended my recruiting tour, and the Army said, well, you're going to go do something else. And so I got to select where I wanted to go. Fort Detrick was one of those, we don't know what that is. No one ever talks about it. So I selected it, got it as my choice. And moving up here with 4 children at the time, and our 5th on the way, which is my daughter. So I have a
Congratulations.
Thank you. She turns 2 next week.
Aww.
So it's a good time.
Aww.
I have a 15-year-old stepson. I have a son who is 7. I have twins who are 5. Those are all boys. And then my youngest is my daughter who turns 2 shortly.
Yeah. Twins, when they're like some of the younger siblings, because I have younger siblings that are twins, it gets crazy. It really does. And then the older kids jump in and help out with them. But that is so wonderful and special. You said something about recruiting duty. Wasn't that a pain? And it's okay. You can say that, because my husband was a recruiter for a number of years. And oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So difficult for you men and women to do that. But thank you for doing it, because you are bringing in that next generation of people into our military.
Correct. And it was during one of the hardest times that the U.S. has faced, was during the COVID
Oh, yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So it was very difficult. My first year and a half was trying, but once I figured out how it all kind of came together, it started kind of just rolling along, and it was actually a pretty fun time towards the end.
Good for you. That is wonderful. And you are going to be a lifer. You're going to retire
Yes.
out of the Army. Okay. And if you could encourage someone to look into maybe talking to a recruiter, and maybe that the military could be a career choice for them when they're getting ready to graduate high school, go ahead and give them a pitch right now. I mean, because there are so many branches. And of course, right now we really like the Army, but you know, there are other branches. The military can really offer something to these young men and women. And it's not only a paycheck, it's a skill that you're learning, and it's healthcare.
That is correct. So my time as a recruiter kind of instilled in me the fact that for a lot of the younger generation, as we're speaking about, it's in your high school time, as you're approaching your senior year, start taking it very seriously as to what you want to do later in life. As a 6-8 whiskey, I am a certified NREMT basic for medical care. So anyone you see running around in an ambulance, pretty much. Now, for those of you who want kind of like a side-by-side example, the Army pays for you to get your NREMT. You spend 6 months, 2 months basic training, and then 6 months at Joint Base San Antonio to get NREMT basic. If you go the civilian route and decide to do it outside the military, you're going to go to a community college, spend 2 years, pay money, and then either hopefully not be in debt, right, because you did it that way, or you can take the Army way, do 4 years, get out, or you can start looking into other programs that the Army has to offer that'll be medical, such as like the IPAP program or nursing, and become an officer and either further your career or accelerate your career even more.
And it is. It's a career. It's a passion. And people that you have met in the Army, I'm sure from day one, they are still very close to you. They're your brothers. And that's what we find with so many people who are in the military. I can't thank you enough for your service to the country, to go ahead and take your oath to protect our freedoms. It does. It means so much. And I'm so glad that you are our hometown hero, a Data 5. God bless you. And thank you so much for watching Hometown Heroes on WFRE, brought to you by Overhead Doors of Frederick.